Thanks for being willing to take part in this.
No problem, Derrick. Anytime.
Yeah, so you're next on personal branding, right? So why don't you start by talking about your own personal brand?
Well, there's two ways to classify a personal brand, right? There's self-impression, so it's how you feel about yourself, and then there's the feedback part, which is the perception of you. So it's how what people think about you. So people consider me, energetic, hardworking, um, prolific, and they describe me with all those type of words. Then me, of course, because I've shown people um, that I basically have those attributes, it's basically the same, and that's how you know what your brand is. If you can kind of measure how people think of you to how you think of yourself, and if they're equal, you've done it well, pretty much.
Okay, cool. And how do you like go about building that brand? Like your personal brand is obviously quite strong, so
Well, building the brand, basically, it really came March 14th of last year when I discovered my brand, which is the first phase of personal branding. And how that worked was basically, it was I just Google search and search around the web, and I came around personal branding. I'm like, oh, that ties into exactly what I've always loved to do, right? Because it um, focuses on self marketing, and I was a marketing
yeah.
major, and also helping people out and mentoring, and that's what I did in college. So really, between all of that, public relations and various other areas like entrepreneurship, they touched everything I knew and loved. So, and I already had some of the skills, so the web development skills, graphic design, everything. So, you know, all I needed was really the platform, and that's where blogging came about. And I know you have a blog as well. And blogging was the
Yeah.
platform that I used to show people my personal brand. So that was one channel, and then I have various websites, and then created the magazine, so Personal Branding Magazine, and then Personal Branding
Yeah.
TV is the TV show that I haven't actually done in a while because I've been really busy. But what that's supposed to do is really show people my personal brand visually and through body motion and language, and I deliver that through my blog as well. And really, these are different ways to show your personal brand. But before you can do that, you have to discover it, and then basically talk about communicating, constantly communicating with the same message, and to different groups of people, and try and pull them in and let them quote unquote touch your brand and
Yeah.
experience it.
Okay. Just go back to the video topic a while. At PodCamp Boston, there were people talking about like online video and stuff, and how I don't know, some people's view of video is that it's quite it gets quite uh, dull, especially if it's just like one guy talking, like they would rather just listen to the podcast and stuff. What's your take on that?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, even see one of my other full time job is I do social media for EMC Corporation. It's
Yeah.
one of the top 10 technology companies in information and storage, and
Yeah.
basically, it works the same way. When I video executives, I don't want it to just be one person talking. It's got to be a conversation, and that's really the whole key in social media and Web 2.0 is that it's not a one-way street. It's not one person talking down to you or saying, "Oh, I think you should know this." It's the two-way dialogue, and that's what's really special about what's happened now. And with video, you don't want it to just be one person. You want the two-way interaction because it's more of a conversation. It's more of a story, and people are more engaged.
Yeah. Okay. Mm. Yeah, you're talking about it being like quite related to self marketing and stuff. How do you think that differs from like corporate brands and corporate marketing and yeah?
Well, throughout like all my investigations and research on personal branding, I figured out that you know, product branding, corporate branding, and personal
Mm.
branding, the same strategies can be applied across the board.
But obviously, like with corporate brands, for example, change, you can more or less try to modify with like new products and like changing the products and stuff.
Hmm.
But for personal branding, I don't know, when you try to like change yourself and stuff, is there a conflict with authenticity and
Okay, so
about it? Yeah.
basically, if you take someone like Madonna, for example, she changes over time, but she still has her same principles and values. But what's key about her is that she stays relevant to the times. And I'm not saying there's a difference between image management and personal branding. And personal branding is authentic. You're transparent if you're online, and you really can't hide anything. And not only can you not hide anything, but if you try to, people will figure it out. They'll figure out if you're not an expert
Yeah.
and whatnot. Image management is almost pretending like you're someone else when you're not, just to get some sort of attention or to reach some sort of goal. So that's a really big difference. And people who
Personal
develop their
branding is
brands
more
online,
real than
true. So authenticity
yeah.
is pretty much the key word there.
Uh, yeah. Do you think personal branding is it's important for everyone? I mean,
It's
obviously for entrepreneurs and like artists and stuff, it will be quite important. But for a standard 9 to 5 worker,
so one of the things you have to realize is that it can be applied to everyone, but of course, in areas where there's more competition, personal branding
yeah,
becomes a qualifier, and you almost have to do it at this point. Otherwise, you're not going to stand out because there's so many companies, there's so many consultants now that if you don't brand yourself online, I mean, you're going to be lost. You won't get that type of attention, and other people will capitalize on the fact that you're not participating. Um,
okay,
did that answer that?
yeah, yeah.